This is going to be reflections number 9, and I say this in advance. I might be sniffling or coughing. Might have a cold. I don't even know, to be honest. It might just be allergies, but let's get straight into it. I got 3 notes right here I want to talk about for this video. Likely titling it, "You Gotta Go Hard," something like that. But yeah, like I said, let's get to it. First point, Q1 is done. 3 months of this year have passed. Okay, so I made a video on this, no more time to waste. I made this video like 2 videos ago. I almost said 2 days ago, but 2 videos ago, if you look on my channel. And basically in that video, I was saying that it's already March. I think I made it in like middle of March. Now it's the end of March. And if you just reflect, hence reflections, we're literally at the end of the March. We're at the end of the first quarter of 2024. And a lot of things have happened this quarter, a lot of crazy stuff. And it's only gonna become even more, like way crazier these next few months. So I guess just use this, like ask yourself, have you gotten to the goals that you set out to this year? Not even just have you actually achieved them, because ideally if they're very big goals, it should be taking you effort to get there. But have you made good progress towards those goals? Have you actually made good progress, or have you just been wasting time? You know, like I'll be honest, I have spent a lot of this quarter, I guess, a lot of time was wasted on things that I had to identify to just like, I need to cut this out. But this progress, or this quarter though, I did make some really good progress with just like my whole business work and stuff like that. Doing great work for a guy I'm working with right now. And just making progress, doing what I need to do. So yeah, that's my first point. Just ask yourself, like, have you actually used this quarter to its fullest potential, or can you do better for next quarter? And how are you gonna do better? What can you do better? And just take time to reflect. That's what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah, I don't want to beat the points of the last video that I made 2 videos ago. So if you want to hear what I said in that video, just watch that. It's called "No More Time to Waste." So yeah, anyway, second reflection. And if you're new to these reflections, basically I just go over things that I'm learning on my entrepreneurship journey. I always mess that up sometimes. But yeah, basically my self-improvement business journey, I go over what I'm learning throughout the week, throughout the month. So yeah, that's basically why I titled this Reflections. But anyway, the second point that I have is you are the controller of your income. Become more skilled and solve more problems. So I wrote this down because, I don't know, it's like this month, and especially this quarter in particular, I started having these big realizations that I really am in control of the amount of money I make. And obviously that might kind of sound like, well, duh, because like, you're the entrepreneur, you're the person providing the service. So that might seem like a no-brainer, but something I've had to check with myself, which you might have experienced this yourself too, is around the nighttime. I don't know why it's always during the nighttime, or not always, but just it happens during the nights. I start having those thoughts, just negative thoughts about my business journey. I start having negative thoughts, and it starts creeping in of like, it feels like I'm stuck, or it feels like I'm not progressing, even though like objectively, tangibly, I am progressing in the amount of income I'm making. Sometimes I get those negative thoughts that I'm not actually progressing that much. And also I just have to fight them off, because like, they're just completely irrational thoughts. And this kind of relates to a conversation I had with one of my friends a few weeks ago, where basically he said something similar, where he was getting thoughts of just not really progressing that much, feeling like he's stuck, just getting negative about his journey. But I told him, if you have tangible evidence that you are making progress, then that outweighs all of these irrational thoughts you're having, because all these thoughts, they are backed by emotion, whereas this evidence is backed by logic and reasoning. So I basically told him that advice. It helped him out a lot, and I'm just reminding myself of my own advice, because it is true. If I tangibly look at the amount of income I've earned this first quarter, I have made progress. Yet, like I said, during the nighttime, maybe it's because I'm just getting more tired and all this stuff. Maybe I'm mentally drained from the work I'm doing. It's like those thoughts start to creep in of like, you're not actually making that much progress, or it almost feels like you can't really control the amount of income you're making. It's almost like you have to tiptoe around like the people you're working with, stuff like that. I get those thoughts starting to creep in, but ultimately they're just they're false thoughts. I was about to say false evidence appearing real. They're fear, which I really think it is just fear. I really just think it is fear, because ultimately, like, I am in control of everything, and you are as well. Everything in your life, it is simply a reflection of the internal state, the internal mindset, the internal spirits, all these things. It's just a reflection. So, yeah, this thoughts of just me being in control of my income, complete control. It's a very liberating thought. It's a very freeing thought. It's just like, it makes me want to think bigger because it lets me know and it reminds me that, like, it's just limitless. There's a limitless potential. It's not that the sky's the limit. The sky's the starting point. The sky's literally the starting point. And it's like, if I just realize that in order to increase my income, I simply just have to become more skilled at marketing, at video content, short form content, at negotiation, sales. If I simply become more skilled at the things I'm interested in and the things that the market wants, and then I solve more problems of the market and also problems that I want to solve in relation to like content, stuff like that. If I just solve these problems and become more skilled, I will make more money. It's that simple. The equation is that simple. Like, people are always talking about provide value, give more value. It's such a vague term. Like, what does that actually mean? But it just hit me like throughout this past month whenever I'm taking a shower at night. Because this is a side point, but whenever I take showers at night, that's when some of my best ideas happen. For a few reasons, because I think my brain is just activating in theta states because I'm in a much more relaxed setting. If you don't know what theta state is, look it up after this video or just write it down. Theta states. But yeah, my brain is basically just activating that state. And also, I'm not looking at a screen because for a lot of my day, I'm looking at a screen because I'm mainly doing online work. So yeah, but that said, shower, I usually get the best thoughts, and I just kept on having these thoughts like, if I literally just become more skilled at the core skills that I'm interested in and that the market wants, and if I solve more problems that I want to solve and that the market wants solved, like, I'm literally going to make more money. Like, there's no other way to put it. You simply will earn more money. You are in complete control of your income and do not have a victim mindset. That's something I had to check myself. I really had to check myself like these past few months for this quarter. Like I said, there was times where I had that victim mindset, like at nighttime. Even one of my previous videos, I've had that victim mindset. If you like analyze it, I kind of had that victim mindset, and I don't want to be a victim. I've said that word so many times, victim, victim. But seriously though, I don't want to be a victim because ultimately everything's in my control. And I just have to remember that. I have to remind myself of that. The life you have is the life you chose. Luke Belmar, I first heard him say that like last year, and I won't lie. When he first said that statement, the life you have is the life you chose, I thought about it in a very negative, just sad way because I almost thought of it as like, I'm not making progress because it's me, because it's my fault. And at the time last year, I wasn't making too much progress just yet. But now it's such a liberating, such a freeing thought because literally all the choices I've made, all the decisions I made, all the actions I've taken, they've led me to this point. So if I want to get to a better, a greater destination, I simply have to make better and greater decisions and actions right now. Okay? And that just goes to show that all that matters is the present moment. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. A lot of times this month, I was starting to like get tripped up about the past. Like, I should have done this earlier. I should have done video content earlier. I should have like approached my business differently. But ultimately, I didn't know any better. I didn't know any better, and I simply just wasn't interested in acting a certain way in the past. But because I'm acting that way now, that simply means that God wanted it to happen now. It's all part of God's plan, and it's all for a reason. So don't live in the past, you'll be depressed. Don't live in the future, be anxious. Focus on that now, and you'll win. If you heard that from Capital Club, you know. If you know, you know, basically. Yeah, anyway, last point I want to make is from the day you're born, from the moment you're born, from the very first time that you took a breath of air, you were successful. You were successful. Think about that for a moment. From the very first moment you were born, you were successful. Okay? I wrote that as this last point. I'm not gonna lie. This thought right here, this is sensational. If you internalize this mindset right here, what I just said, from the moment you were born, you were successful, the journey is going to become so much more beautiful, so much more enjoyable. And I say that because in the world we live in now, it's so easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to other people. It's so easy to get caught up in thinking that the only way to see success is the amount of money you're making, the physique you have, the girls that are around you, the friends that you have, basically all these external things that society has brainwashed us to believe are what success is. But success is much deeper than that. Success to me is really becoming the greatest version of yourself. It's about building a future that you're proud of, that your future self will be very grateful for, that you built right now. Success to me is becoming and going in the direction that you want to go in, of your fullest potential. It's going in the direction that you want to go to. That's what success means to me. And ultimately, I'm referencing Luke Beaumont once again, but he did make this video last year called The Symphony of Success. And he basically asked the question, what does success mean to you? And that's what success means to me. I've taken time to think about it, and I believe as I go further along on this journey, that definition is going to change. But for the time being, I'm very glad that my definition of success, it is all internal. Like I said, it's about becoming the greatest version of myself. It's about becoming the best version that I could be, fulfilling my fullest potential, moving forward to the future that I want. These are all internal things based on the mindset that I have. And just to state where I got this mindset, it was literally me just walking down my street. It was a few days ago, middle of this week. I was really just walking down the street because, like I said, I was doing a lot of comparing myself to other people younger than me that are, successful by this world's metrics. And by the way, I'm not trying to say this to sound weird, I don't think money is good. I know, these things are good things. I'm just saying that we shouldn't base our identities or what we believe is success on these external things, because they can all just be taken away like that. And if they're taken away, then are you still successful? That's the question. So anyway, I was basically walking down my street, and I just started having this mindset, literally from the day you were born, you're successful, James. The moment you breath, your first bit of air into this world, you're successful. Because what are the odds that you actually got to this point? So many people do not make it to 19. So many people are not even born into this world. And if you're actually born into this world, that means that you're here for a reason. That means that God, He chose you for a reason. He chose you because you're going to do something big. You're going to do something significant. And if you just internalize that, I think it really just calms you down when things may not be going your way. Or maybe things are just not looking or depicting the way that you envision it just yet. Because sometimes it takes some time for reality, your external world, to catch up to what you're thinking in here. But once it does catch up, it's going to be like, I've been thinking about this all along, so it's just normal. It's just fine. So, yeah, I wanted to, give that definition of success, what it means to me, and just pose a question to you. What does success mean to you? Because if you think it's all these, external metrics of this world, which, again, I'm not trying to say are bad things, but I'm just saying we live in this world where money, followers, girls, friends, social circle, connections, all these things, determine your success to other people. So, that's fine. We have to play the game. I can't hate the game. I can't hate the players. All I have to do is just learn how to play the game and become very good at it, extremely good at it, extremely competent at the game. And once I become extremely competent, I eventually don't have to play by the game's rules. I've heard a lot of successful men talk about this concept. Once you become successful enough, you don't have to play by certain rules. And that's the point that I'm going to get to. And when I get to that point, it's about to be magnificent, sensational. But yeah, that's the main points I wanted to make. The moment you're born, you're successful. Keep striving, of course, towards the things you want externally. I'm still striving to increase my income. I'm still striving to become stronger, bigger physically. I'm still striving to build a greater network, greater social circle. All these things are important. Don't get my message twisted. I'm just saying, don't base your identity, don't base the way you view yourself, don't judge yourself based on these things. Because at the end of the day, they can all be taken away from you. And if they're all taken away from you, then what are you? So just keep that in mind. But yeah, that said, that's basically the video. Think for yourself. Don't let the world, society, people like saying that word, society, but don't let the world just try and dictate your path, how you should go. Because if you look at the world, a lot of the world is telling you do XYZ, yet most of the world is not even happy satisfied, fulfilled, purposeful, and meaningful with their own lives. So, in essence, if I tie it back to my definition of success, moving forward to the future you want to have, becoming the person that you want to be, living the life that you want to live. If you tie everything I just said about the world, about society, to my definition of success, then to me, they are not successful. Therefore, I will not listen to them. So, determine what your success is. Go hard. Let's make Q2 and the rest of this year absolutely immaculate, sensational, exquisite, phenomenal, astounding, astonishing. All these words basically. And just remember that you are the controller of your income. You're the captain. You're the captain of your ship. You're the commander of your soul. I read that, I think, Think and Grow Rich, but a long time ago. But I'll just say it once more time. You are the commander of your ship. You're the captain of your soul. Keep that in mind. That said, this is Reflections number 9. Thank you for watching, and let's win.